You ever felt like something was watching you, even when you're alone? This story will make you believe it. Hello, friends. It's me, Dark Whispers. This is reserved for the most disturbing horror stories that will stick with you long after you've heard them. This collection is not for the faint of heart. In fact, if you are scared of pretty much everything, then I suggest you stop watching right now. These stories are guaranteed to induce sleepless nights and an intense urge to check under your bed before going to sleep. No. 10. The Hookman. The Hookman is a legendary killer who supposedly lurks in the backseat of cars, specifically targeting young women. His preferred method of murder is to use a hook to brutally attack his victims, ripping their flesh apart and leaving them barely clinging to life. The story goes that he would then drag these semi-conscious women into his car and drive them around for hours, sometimes days, all while they are still alive. Eventually, he would return them to their original spot, but by that time the victims would be so emaciated and traumatized that they wouldn't even recognize their own families. If you're wondering, yes, there have been many confirmed cases of this happening across the United States and Europe. One case involved a man named Peter Kopka, who was convicted for the brutal murder of a woman in 1985. He had viciously attacked her with a hook, tore off one of her breasts, and then tried to decapitate her. When asked why he did it, he simply replied, "Because I wanted to." Even more disturbing is that Kopka had previously served prison time for attacking 2 other women in the same way. Number 9. Alessa. Imagine being stalked through the woods by a demonic entity that has been incarnated into multiple bodies throughout history. That's the terrifying prospect posed by the story of Alessa, a demon who preys on those who enter the Black Forest in Germany. Legend has it that Alessa's spirit can possess anyone who sets foot in the forest, causing them to do unspeakable things before being banished from the forest and returning to their normal lives as if nothing had happened. But the line between legend and reality blurs when we encounter the real-life cases of people who have been accused of horrible crimes, claiming they were simply victims of possession by the forest demon, Alessa. One such case involved a man who, while hiking in the Black Forest, encountered a group of strangers. He was invited to join them for some wine, and soon found himself committing acts he couldn't remember doing afterwards. He was arrested and charged with assault and battery, but insisted he had no recollection of the event. Some believe this could be a case of Alessa's spirit possessing him and causing him to commit the crime. Number 8. The Cellar. Imagine descending into a cellar where the air grows thick with the smell of decay and the sound of dripping water echoes around you. As you venture deeper into the darkness, you begin to feel an overwhelming sense of dread and fear. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierces the silence, sending shivers down your spine. And then you see it, a horrifying sight that will haunt your nightmares forever. A body hanging from the ceiling, suspended in mid-air like a macabre pendulum. The tale of the cellar is one of unimaginable horror and despair, a descent into madness and depravity that will leave you questioning the depths of human cruelty. Number 7. The Vanishing Hitchhiker. On a dark and lonely road, a lone traveler finds themselves stranded and in need of a ride. As they wait by the roadside, a car approaches and offers them a lift. But as they climb into the car, they make a horrifying discovery. The driver is not what they appear to be, and the journey that began as a desperate gamble quickly turns into a fight for survival. The traveler finds themselves trapped in a terrifying game of cat and mouse with the driver, who seems determined to snuff out their life. With every mile that passes, the tension builds and the threat of violence looms larger. Will the traveler be able to escape the clutches of the murderous driver, or will they become another victim of the sinister vanishing hitchhiker? Number 6. The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs. A babysitter is left alone with a sleeping child when suddenly she hears strange noises coming from the apartment above her. As the night wears on, the sounds become more frequent and more disturbing, leading the babysitter to believe that someone is stalking her and the child she is looking after. With each passing moment, the babysitter's fear grows and she becomes increasingly paranoid, convinced that she and the child are in grave danger. But as the night reaches its climax, she discovers a shocking truth about the source of the noise and the babysitter, and the man upstairs will never be the same again. If you like the stories so far, please don't forget to subscribe for more content. Number 5. The Sin Eater. The Sin Eater is a terrifying urban legend that has been passed down through generations, spoken only in hushed whispers around campfires and late-night bonfires. The legend tells the story of a mysterious figure who appears in the dead of night, offering to take away the sins of those who seek them out. But the price for this unholy service is steep, and those who accept the Sin Eater as offer are forever changed by the experience. The legend goes that the Sin Eater is a gaunt and ghastly figure, cloaked in shadows and shrouded in mystery. Their eyes burn with an otherworldly light, and their touch brings with it a chilling cold that seeps deep into the bones. Those who seek out the Sin Eater do so with the hope of being relieved of their sins, either through their own volition or as a last resort when they find themselves pursued by supernatural forces. But once the bargain is struck, the Sin Eater's presence hangs over their new companion like a dark cloud, twisting their thoughts and tainting their soul. Number 4. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary is a name that strikes fear into the hearts of many, conjuring up images of a ghastly specter who haunts the darkest depths of our nightmares. The legend of Bloody Mary is one that has been passed down through generations, told in hushed tones around flickering candles and ancient mirrors. According to the legend, Bloody Mary is the name given to the ghost of a young woman who met a gruesome demise at the hands of her lover, and now she roams the earth seeking revenge on those who dare speak her name. Those who have dared to summon Bloody Mary have reported seeing a tall, gaunt figure standing at the edge of their vision, their eyes burning with an otherworldly light and their lips curled into a sinister smile. Some have even claimed to hear her voice, a raspy whisper that sends shivers down the spine and promises pain and suffering to those who have summoned her. Number 3. The Black Shuck. The legend of the Black Shuck is one that has been whispered around coastal communities for centuries, a chilling tale of a massive black dog that haunts the marshes and moors of England. The Black Shuck is said to be a harbinger of death and misfortune, and those who encounter it are doomed to a terrible fate. The description of the Black Shuck varies depending on the teller, but it is always portrayed as an enormous canine creature with glowing red eyes and a deafening bark that can shake the very foundations of a house. Some say it is a single dog, while others claim it is a pack of demonic hounds that prowl the night. Number 2. The Woman in Black. The Woman in Black is a chilling legend that has haunted the minds of many, a spectral apparition that appears in the darkest of nights to signal death and despair. The story goes that the Woman in Black is the ghost of a mourning widow who wanders the countryside in search of her lost child. Those who encounter her are said to be cursed with bad luck and misfortune, and her mournful cries can be heard echoing through the wind. The Woman in Black is often depicted as a tall, gaunt figure dressed in a long, flowing black gown that hides her face. She moves with a slow, deliberate grace, and her presence brings with it a sense of foreboding and dread. Number 1. The Ritual. The mere mention of the ritual is enough to send shivers down the spine and evoke images of unspeakable horrors and terrifying rituals. The details of the ritual are shrouded in secrecy, known only to a select few who have witnessed its gruesome spectacle. It is said that the ritual involves the summoning of an ancient evil, a malevolent force that lies dormant in the darkest depths of our world. Those who participate in the ritual do so at their own peril, for once the ancient evil is summoned, it cannot be contained. The consequences of unleashing such a force are dire and far-reaching, and those who survive the initial horror are forever marked by what they have seen and experienced. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. See you next time. Bye.